Good morning from Las Vegas. Teddy Covers with a wake up and win report for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Quick hitter podcast. Talk about where the money's moving and why it's moving in that direction. And oh boy, we got a bad beat story for you today that stands out. The very worst beats come on MLB unders. And there was a doozy last night that we'll talk about in just a moment. Let's start, though, with a little bit of NBA talk. Right now, looking at the WagerTalk free live odds screen, we've got the numbers up for Dallas, Minnesota, Game 5. And the early money is coming for the T-Wolves. Clearly, sharp support for Minnesota in Game 5 back at home. That line opened -4 pretty much across the board. And now I'm seeing 4.5. I'm seeing 4.5 with juice. This has been it's not one book, it's not two books. The markets have moved towards Minnesota in the overnight hours. The fours that were there last night are all gone. It's 4.5, many of them 4.5 with juice right now. Total 209.5 really hasn't moved a whole lot. Frankly, hasn't moved at all. But there is initial sharp support for Minnesota for Game 5. In addition, when we talk about the series price right now, and again, going into when we compare Cleveland-Boston, the 3-0 series, versus Minnesota-Dallas, night and day. You had to lay 200, 300 to win $1 with the Celtics when they were up 3-0. Wasn't that way for Dallas. You had to lay 20 to win $1 prior to last night's game. Now I got to lay 5 to win $1. -500 for the Mavs, +400 for the T-Wolves. So, again, for a team that has to win 3 games in a row, +400, a relatively low price. But again, all they're doing is putting the projected money lines together and then making a series price from each game they money line, what the line would be, what the side would be. They create a money line for that. And then when you factor in the money lines, add up the money lines of what it would take, that in theory is what your series price should be right now. Again, Minnesota only +400 to win 3 games and do something that's never been done in NBA history. So the market's still giving plenty of support for the T-Wolves, just like we saw yesterday prior to Game 4, where the money clearly went for the underdog. Of course, the money yesterday also came for the over, which didn't get there. Nonetheless, from a side standpoint, it was Minnesota money in Game 4. We're seeing Minnesota money in Game 5. We've seen a whole lot of Minnesota money for the series. Let's shift our focus to MLB for today. Before I do that, I got to ask you guys, please. Not even please. I'm going to get up every morning and get the show up 7 a.m., in the 7 a.m. range. If you guys can give me a like, that's it. Just a little thumbs up. It makes all the difference. Just click right now. It's done. I appreciate it very, very much. And of course, if you want to comment, I'm in there every day answering the comments. I appreciate that very much. If you want to subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel, that's great too. More than 150,000 of you have already subscribed to this channel, and we're getting new ads, close to 1,000 a week. At least we were just a few weeks ago. I don't know what the numbers are during baseball season. Nonetheless, WagerTalk TV on YouTube is great, and I encourage you to give us a follow. Let's talk a little MLB for today. And of course, this is why I do the show right here at 7 a.m. Because, you look at the WagerTalk live odds screen, it's lighting up like a Christmas tree. And again, you can see clearly where the flow is going across the market. This isn't about any one book or any 2 books or any 5 books. This is what are the markets doing? What are the broader picture? What are the broader strokes? And we can see, again, where the sharp support is in various ball games. So when we look at the MLB betting card for today, let's talk. First, I got to talk about this beat in baseball. The very worst beats in any sport, I think, come with MLB unders. All right. 1-0, bottom of the ninth last night in Chicago, Milwaukee. 1-0 into the bottom of the ninth. You got under 8 in your pocket, and if you got the best of it, you might even have under 8.5 in your pocket. You're feeling pretty good about that wager. Not only don't get the push, you get the loss. They score 7 in extras, tie it up. Oh, brutal. 1-1 going into extras. 1-0 going into the bottom of the ninth 5 in the top. Was it the 10th or the 11th? It was the 10th. 5 in the top of the 10th, 2 in the bottom of the 10th, 6-3 final, 1-0 going into the bottom of the ninth inning, and you can't cash an under ticket. Those are brutal. So my apologies if you had under in that ballgame. But they do happen in baseball. And when you take a beat, it's important, right? Breathe, exhale. Occasionally they can and do happen. Sometimes they get strung together. But don't go nuts when you have a really bad beat in MLB. They're going to happen. And bullpens, my old friend Dave Malinsky used to go, there's a special level in hell just for relief pitchers. The bullpens can make you crazy. It's okay. Sometimes they're going to make you crazy in your favor. That'll thrill you. But nonetheless, again, when it comes to beats, the worst beats in any sport are MLB unders. There was one of them that was on full display last night. All right, let's talk about where the markets are moving right now in baseball. Look at the WagerTalk live on screen. We're seeing a little bit of money for St. Louis. The Cardinals have been a popular choice among the wise guys in recent weeks. They've made money with St. Louis as the Cardinals have gotten better. And Cincinnati is not a team that's getting a whole lot of support. And Montas is not a pitcher that's getting a whole lot of support from the sharper community. So I'm not surprised we've seen a little bit of St. Louis money in early start MLB action in that ball game. That is a 1:10 Pacific, a 1:10 Eastern time, 10:10 Pacific time start in that one. And what we often see for the early start weekday games, the getaway day games, under money. We're seeing that for Philadelphia, San Fran right now. That was 8 juice to the over. Now it's 8 juice to the under in early betting action this morning. Again, look at the WagerTalk live screen. Under money for Miami, San Diego, early start. And they love Darvish, and I don't blame them for loving Darvish. Darvish is really good, especially for a free-swinging team like Miami. In my mind, that's a pretty good matchup for San Diego. Of course, the markets are saying to not expect either of the two teams to be scoring runs in bunch in this one. The ball tends to carry a little bit better at Petco in the daytime. I'm more comfortable playing overs in the day than I am in the night. That being said, all the early money here has come towards the under in Miami, San Diego. They keep betting against Paxton for the Dodgers. His advanced metrics are not great. He's pitched very well. The last start he didn't pitch that well. But prior to that, I think he won his previous 5. Nonetheless, the markets don't like Paxton's advanced metrics. The walk rate is too high. The hard hit rate is too high. There's issues with Paxton. Nonetheless, Dodgers have won most of his games. That said, we're seeing Mets money this morning a little bit light. Dodgers were as high as minus 140, and now I'm seeing in the minus 120, minus 125 range at a lot of books this morning. What else we got for the markets? Boston, Baltimore, under money. That one's real clear. Opened 8. Now I'm seeing 7.5 juice to the under. That's not an early start getaway day game. Nonetheless, Crawford and Burns, 2 pretty impressive starters, despite the fact that both these lineups seem to be able to hit a little bit. Other MLB action worthy of note right now. A little bit of money for the Yankees against the Angels. They don't trust Anderson whatsoever. And one more worthy of note. Yeah, I call it worthy of note. It's not anything huge, but nonetheless, when we talk about the Pirates, and this is in a very early start, but Pittsburgh and Detroit, again, it's a doubleheader. Game 1, that total's been bet down 7 to 6.5. And Skubal getting support. He has in most of his starts. He really has. Has been a guy who's gotten a lot of wide guy support. He got lit up last time out. He's getting wide guy support again today, at least modest, for Detroit in that early start game. Hey, appreciate you guys so much. If you want to get on board with the package, and again, some of you guys will never buy a package, that's fine. Give us a like, give us a follow, no big deal. If you're interested in buying plays, we've got this summer celebration special right now at WagerTalk.com. You get the entire summer, every play, every day through Labor Day, under $6 a day. And that's going to include all 5% big tickets, going to include every play in every sport. Check out the website, WagerTalk.com. Check out my page, wt.buzz/TC. Go have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.